Welcome to my second part of Polny Exposed. Let's continue exploring other things that Mr. Polny has not predicted correctly in great detail. Let's start with this video of October the 4th, where the whole thing started. So let's listen what he predicted in October the 4th.
This fall season brings the great crash of 2018, and the wealth of the wicked will finally be released to the just, as written in Proverbs 13:22, causing Bitcoin, the cryptocurrencies, and God's money, gold and silver, to soar in price.
To soar in price. There is no war beginning here, as I stated before. So the thing here ended on December the 20th. There was no soaring in price. I'm sorry, Mr. Polny. There was no soaring in price of gold, silver, and Bitcoin. As a matter of fact, Bitcoin was down in a big way. Silver barely moved, and gold went up. But I don't consider the move of gold a soaring in price. I'm sorry, Mr. Polny. Let's continue. This is from the 22nd of October. Listen to this.
Fall ends on the 20th of December. Prior to the 20th of December, great evil will be uncovered at the highest levels of power in America.
Great evil will be uncovered on the greatest, on power in America. I mean, what was really uncovered during the fall season? I think everybody knows there were some resignations, but from that to uncover great evils of power, I mean, I would like Mr. Polny to really elaborate what really was uncovered. What was it? There was nothing there was nothing uncovered in the fall season. I'm sorry, Mr. Polny. What was it? Please explain. Let's continue.
For the end of this month, October, the doors will close to our old world, resulting in earth-changing rains, earthquakes, tsunamis.
I'm sorry, Mr. Polny, but the old world didn't close at the end of October. November and December, the whole old world will continue. I'm not saying that is not going to happen. That will happen eventually. But it didn't happen here before the end of the fall, which was on the 20th of December 2018. The old world is still continuing, Mr. Polny. We are still in the old world.
Floods, just like in the days of Noah. Notice that the midterm elections come approximately 1 week after the doors close to the old world. Expect incredible changes come the month of November. Expect world turmoil. Expect a November world market crash. Expect a Black Friday event. November will shock the world.
November will shock the world. Okay, great call, Mr. Polny. In November, according to what I can see here, the Dow went up actually in the month of November 1.7%. There was no such a Black Friday. Actually, only 2 Fridays in November, the Dow went down. On November 9th, it went down barely, just 0.2%. And then on the 23rd of November, it went down only 0.5%. The other Fridays of November, the Dow went up. But here, this is something that has to be highlighted. Look at this call, midterm elections 2018. According to him, during the midterms, the Democratic Party would be finished in a historic wreck tsunami. Did that happen? Mr. Polny, did this happen? Come on, Bo, be honest. Tell us. This didn't happen, of course.
Please note, as of the date of this video, October 21st, we are 10 days away from month end. Please make sure you have your ark of safety ready, which includes silver and or gold, food and water, and yes,
Mr. Polny, you see, he was saying that the old world will close at the end of October. And then he was giving us 2 months, which was November and December, because the changes would be so dramatic, even a financial reset, that people would not have food and water, and therefore we needed to have those. My question to all of you is, did any of you have problem finding food and water during November and December? No, Mr. Polny, that didn't happen. And also my silver and gold. I'm still waiting for my gold to explode in price. It's not happening, Mr. Polny. It has not happened, as you said during the fall season. I'm sorry, but it didn't happen. Let's continue listening here.
However, I tell you this, of all the events you have seen in our world to date this year, you have not seen anything yet. For we live in biblical times, and before the end of October, the doors close to our old world, and the days of Noah begin. And the events that come after the doors close will be biblical. Which means, in addition to world financial reset, expect earth-changing rains, earthquakes, tsunamis, and floods to begin, far greater than events witnessed in Florida.
Mr. Polny, come on. There was no world financial reset during the fall season. It didn't happen. I'm sorry. It didn't happen. I'm not saying it will not happen. It will happen eventually, but you don't know when exactly this will happen. You have been calling this since 2016 wrongly, and so far has not happened. And I would say, I don't know, unless somebody can point out to me, I don't think there was a bigger disaster than the one in Florida with waves that happened after the end of October. So please point out to us where those things happen after the end of October, Mr. Polny. I want to see them.
And in the markets thus far. And let's not forget, powerful leaders are expected to fall with great evil.
Bottom line, sirs, I think we have to really see all the predictions of Mr. Polny with a grain of salt. He is not he doesn't have the crystal ball to call these events. He has been wrong since 2016, but as I said, a broken clock gives the right time twice a day. So what he just did in October the 3rd, that's when the broken clock was right. And has been partially right, because it's still, there are still 5 trading days, but according to what he said, until this, because it was only until December the 20th, the market needed to collapse 24 to 30%. I'm not saying it's not going to happen. It could happen, but that is not going to break the financial system. It needs to crash furthermore. Come on, boy, you know better. Be honest. Be honest. And all of you, please also be careful with him. Bye.